Thanks for joining Sona Motivates. Sona motivates you to eat healthy, be happy, and enjoy every moment. Thank you, first of all, to Susie and Roshni for asking us to talk more about our nutmeg. So, this week's Facebook Live series, we are going to talk about nutmeg. Welcome to Spice Series week number 3, 3 reasons to go nuts for nutmeg. So guys, this week we had our cooking class in Bean Scene Productions, and it was super entertaining. It was a lot of fun. We all gathered, and there were almost 8 to 10 people. We made friends, a lot of networking and fun moments. We had food at the end, what we cooked. So it was a super fun activity together. So those of who you are interested, please feel free to join us at some time. And if you guys wait till the end of this Facebook Live, then I'm going to share with you the promo code for our next cooking class. So make sure you stay tuned till the end of this Facebook Live series. So, oh hi Monica, thanks for joining. It's pleasure to meet you here. Any question about nutmeg, please feel free to ask at any point of this Facebook Live. So now guys, like I said, I told you all about cooking class. Most of our cooking classes are still going on in West Palm Beach area. We are expanding towards Boca and then Fort Lauderdale areas too. So if you guys want to do any kind of these group activity classes, please shoot us an email, text, message, and we will look into having those classes in your neighborhood. So let's talk about nutmeg. So nutmeg is basically a seed. It's seed of a plant, and that is like a evergreen plant. It's seed of an evergreen plant, and this is how it looks like. We have been using nutmeg in a couple of these in our sweet and savory dishes. I do add them to some of our curries as well, but let me show you. It looks pretty much like betel nuts, you can say. Which we use for digestion after eating, but this is how it looks like, nutmeg. And like cinnamon, nutmeg has a lot of controversy as well. So because I think there were a couple of incidents which I'm going to share eventually during this live video series, but there were some incidents about poisoning of nutmeg, and it does cause hallucination as well if it's consumed in large quantities. So all these spices, we really have to be very, very careful how much we consume them, because we have to make sure they have to be always consumed in a limit. And for me, the rule of thumb is that you have to just sprinkle them, a little bit here and there, and you don't have to add them like in tablespoons unless you're cooking big meals for more than 10 people or so. So this is all about nutmeg. Let's start. So nutmeg, like I told you, is a seed. It grows in evergreen plant. It's mostly found, it was found in the Indonesia area, and it is also found in South India. It's grown in Kerala. It has a pleasant aroma, and it's very sweet in taste. So nutmeg mostly reminds, I think, people of the Christmas and the holiday season. So that's how the nutmeg is. It has that pleasant aroma like cinnamon, and it does remind of the holiday season. So one of the major reasons why nutmegs are used during this holiday season is because these holidays are always in winter, and nutmeg has that warm quality as such. Nutmeg provides you the warmth, and it's actually it's scientifically proven that by the culinary experts that the nutmeg, I should read this because I don't want to make any mistake. Like Anchio, nutmeg has a warming essence. It has the warming essence, and it really does have chemical constituents that make you feel good. So that's why during holiday seasons, it's snow outside, and some of the people, we need that kind of boost. That's why I always imagine those holidays come in the winter season, where we need that kind of, because in summer everybody is already, in the hyper mood, but in holidays, in the winter season, you need that kind of boost. And nutmeg, especially added to your sweet or savory dishes, gives you that kind of boost, because it has that kind of chemical constituent in it. So it can help you keep warm, and it can help you fight cold and headaches. So guys, I have a question for you. Oh, welcome. Hi, Chroma Raz. Thanks for joining us again. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. So Monica, I would like to ask you, have you used nutmeg before, and if yes, where? So this is our first question of this our FB live series. Those who are watching me, if you guys have used nutmeg, I would really like to know how you have used them, and what do you like about nutmeg. Again, like cinnamon, I love the fragrance of nutmeg. It's so welcoming, and it does make you nostalgic, because you tend to remember the holiday seasons. So yes, I do like fragrance. How much I use nutmeg is my rule of thumb is, that's why I have got this grater here. Okay, everybody can see me. So what I do is, I usually, for a family of 4, or even if I have guests, or the 6 family of 6, what I do is just 4 times of this grating. That's what I do. So I'll just grate this in any of the dish 4 to 5 times, and that's it. So it shouldn't be more than I think 1/8 of a teaspoon. That's how much I try to put in at one time, because I do use very in small quantities, just making sure it shouldn't exceed more than 3 to 4 tablespoon. That's what somebody has told us, 3 to 4 teaspoons. Sorry, that's what I have read about, that if it exceeds more than that it causes you hallucinations. And there were a couple of stories or facts that they are out there, that people had suffered from hallucinations, and they have been trying to get high on these nutmegs. Okay. So nutmeg contains, let me read this properly, myristicin. It contains myristicin, a natural compound that has mind-altering effects if ingested in large doses. That's why you have to really be careful how much you use. But again, a very small quantity goes a long way. Okay. But this happens only if you consume more than 3 to 4 teaspoons. So you have to make sure you use maybe 1/4 of teaspoon for a whole batch of a pie, or maybe for the whole cake. 1/4 of teaspoon is more than enough. Okay, so I have a question here. Chroma Ras is asking me where you conduct cooking classes and what do you teach. Okay, this is a very good question. Again, this is not related to nutmeg, but I would still like to go ahead and tell about it, because this is what this whole Facebook live series is actually extension of our classes. In those classes, we teach that healthy Indian vegan cooking, but while teaching, we are continuously updating about these spices and their health benefits. And the best part is how to incorporate them right then and there in n number of dishes, not this Indian dishes, but then I keep on talking about how people can use these healthy spices in their day-to-day cooking. So that's what our cooking classes are about. But let me just go ahead and elaborate a little bit more. These cooking classes are actually categorized into 3 parts. Those are actually in one is, we call it Sattva Up, one is our Spicelicious, and the other is Royal Up. In Spicelicious, we just teach the day-to-day cooking and spices, what we eat right at home. But in Sattva, we are having all those meals where those are very healthy for body, for yogic kind of people, where you want to really connect the food and mind and body, because there we are going to chant while cooking and while eating, and we are planning to have that kind of energy around around our food. That's what our Sattva class is all about. And the last but not least is Royal Up, where it's like fun class with the with, you can say, the celebratory aspect of it. If you have anniversaries or birthdays and you want to, join us in a group, or that's when this royal up, where we are going to teach all royal, where we are going to use these creams. Of course it's vegan, so we will use a coconut cream, and all nuts, and maybe all the rich ingredients. And satwa is where those will be very calming. Maybe khichdi will be one of our meal, where we teach to heal the body from inside. That's what our classes are about. But thank you, Chroma, for asking this question. It's a very it's like a very humbling to explain this, because we have really put a lot of thought in these what we are doing it, because we want to definitely connect with people and explain more about these spices and their health benefits, and most importantly how to incorporate them in our cooking. So I have today actually we are trying Instagram live as well, and I have here a couple of people joining me on Instagram, and because it's tilted I can't read the names, but it's so let me fix this screen so I can just welcome some of my Instagram friends as well. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay, thanks Pravar Jagdish for joining in. Please ask any question. If you want to ask about nutmeg, feel free to ask. There is I can't read your name, so just wave, say hello, so I know you are there. But thank you very much for joining in. Give me some love, give me some wow if you are watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to join in. Thank you, Anita, for joining again. And if you have any questions about nutmeg, please feel free to shoot in. And you are right on time here. Our first health benefit of nutmeg is about insomnia. So I'm going to talk a little bit about insomnia, but most of us, because today's life, it's so hectic. Sometimes it's not only physical, but it's more about the mental things going on. We have these overstimulating social medias and iPhones and those all the iPads and stuff going on. We have so much of technology around us that it's very hard to shut it down at some point. So at some times, it's because it stimulates us so much, it's very hard to fall asleep. But if you fall asleep right away, maybe sometimes people wake up in middle of night and then they cannot go back to sleep. So it's not necessarily insomnia as such, but maybe irregular sleeping patterns, and that's when the nutmeg is really very useful. It helps a lot. But you must have read or you must have heard that you can use nutmeg in a warm milk, or even the nutmeg tea, like I told about the cinnamon tea last time, and then drink it before sleeping. But then we all have to remember that nutmeg takes at least 4 hours to kick in. So if you are planning to sleep by 10 or 11, you have to make sure you take it maybe around 6 or 7 p.m. So by the time you feel really calm and cool, it has to have the 3-4 hours of it takes 3-4 hours to have the effect on your body. So yes, to relieve yourself from those stressed mind, you can have the nutmeg tea, or you can have the nutmeg in a warm milk with the cinnamon and maybe little strands of saffron. So yes, we are going to talk about saffron at some point later in our spice series as well, and it's a very, very expensive and very royal spice, saffron. But our first health benefit of nutmeg is it is one of the most helpful, that it is used to treat insomnia. Now, nutritionists reveal that nutmeg could do the job without you falling what you can say is getting addicted to such things, because you can go to the doctors and they can prescribe you the medication for insomnia, but these kind of spices you don't get addicted to. So if at some point you think you don't need it, you can stop right away and there won't be any harmful effect. So that's why if we if we try to stick to what we have, the basics of these spices, then it won't harm us. It will always help us. So it won't do any bad. Of course, we have to have in the limit. Okay. So how I knew that nutmeg help is, while we were traveling with our son. He was 3 months when we first traveled to India with him, and yeah, it was nightmare. Ask me about it. But yes, it was a pretty, brave of me and my husband to take him with our another 4-year-old daughter that time. But and then we took, I think it was Lufthansa, and there was a 6 hours halt, and somehow there were some issues, and our plane got delayed, the next plane, and it took around 12 hours we were on the airport. And imagine with a 3-month-old baby. So it was a disaster. And when we reached Mumbai with him, he was so cranky and colicky, and there was so much going on with him, and I couldn't figure out. That's when what my mom-in-law did is she had the nutmeg oil at home. And what she did is, after we bathed him with the massaging and stuff, with those techniques which definitely they knew better than us, but she did after the massaging and stuff, then just a very little drop she took on her hand, and she rubbed those on his feet, at the bottom of his feet, and very, very little on his sinus joint. Very little. With the baby skin, it's so soft and penetrative that they don't need much. And you won't believe, after maybe it took a while, he was still crying, but maybe because of all the hectic schedule, whatever he has been through, and because of the massaging and that kind of breathing or whatever, but after maybe 2 hours or so, he slept like you can say like a baby, but he slept for a couple of hours, and he was a very fresh child. The next morning, like whoever came to, because we went all the way from here, people were very, oh, well, he's such a quiet child, he has been through so much, and still he is so smiling, and he was happy. And then I definitely had this mind that I think nutmeg oil did the trick. So this was, I think nutmeg does help to calm yourself down. So this was one of the incident that I had in my mind, that nutmeg helps. So at some point you feel that you're not able to feel, you're feeling a little down or cranky, or you're not able to sleep at night. If you have nutmeg oil at home, you can rub it, you can rub it in your palms. You can always have a cloth or something. You can pour it a little bit, maybe a few drops, and put the cloth under your pillow and try to, because it does smell so good, so it doesn't matter. So if you just have it just like that, you can feel sleepy and nice. Okay, I also have Manisha Sharma here, Bhasin, watching. Hi Manisha, thank you very much for joining. If you have any questions about nutmeg, or if you have any addition that you use the nutmeg for, please feel free to post your comment here. But thank you very much for joining. We have a couple of more friends here on IG for us. So guys, thank you for waving, and it's so humbling to see you here. And this is the best thing I have been doing Tuesdays, because I really wanted to spread the healthy word about the spices, and it's coming through. So many people are joining. Thank you very much. So our next thing I would like to share with you guys is nutmeg is also very, very beneficial as a carminative properties. It has carminative property, and that means it is used to reduce flatulence. So what you can do is, if you are cooking any kind of beans or lentils, and if you are on those in the plant-based diet, it's sometimes you feel bloated, and you feel that it's causing that kind of, you don't have the quick bowel movements or those kind of things. So nutmeg goes along. It helps. Nutmeg, it reduces flatulence, it aids in digestion, it improves your appetite, and it also helps you treat diarrhea. So so everything related to the digestion, nutmeg does help. So please add it in these kind of dishes where you think. So I definitely without fail, I do add them to the chickpeas while cooking. I do add them to black beans while cooking, and like I said, I just take this small, any grater you have, and just maybe 4-5 times, and that's it. That's more than enough for the whole batch. Yeah, Chroma has a question here. She is asking what American dishes we use nutmeg for. So what American dishes, like I told, we use them in pies. You can use them as a pies as a flavor enhancer at the same time for all these great benefits. And cakes, they go very well with cakes. If you make cookies, yes, you can add them to the cookies. Any baking batch, nutmeg can go well. Then what else we can cook? Actually, they go very well with savory dishes as well. So not only cooking, sorry, not only sweet dishes, but they go very well with the sauces, one pot meals. And I actually read a very good article about they can be used for marinating meats as well. Our series is mostly about vegans and vegan cooking, but yes, you can use nutmeg for marinating. So you can, if you use any kind of meat dishes, so you can use them. Hi Rashmi for joining in. Please feel free to ask anything about nutmeg, and if you use nutmeg, let me know how do you use it. Thank you for joining in. So we see Rashmi here, we see Chroma here, Anita is here. Thank you very much for joining in. There are a couple of more friends who are joining in on IG. So I'm so glad we actually today did it on IG as well. Okay, so the next one I told just now was about nutmeg has carminative property. Yes, we are done with it. Now, actually, I also read those who have issues with IBS, any irregular bowel movements. Nutmeg can be a lot of help. So please make sure if you have those kind of digestive problems, you can definitely use nutmeg. They do have fiber content, but it's pretty helpful. When a lot of people are contemplating on it, the research is still going on it, but you can still use a little bit and try and see, because with IBS you already have so much going on. Maybe you can try a little and see if it helps you. But yes, consuming nutmeg regularly cannot only stimulate digestion but can treat all intestinal problems as well. I wanted to make sure I put it out there properly, very carefully. But yes, it does help you treat your intestinal problems. And last but not least, the most important part is also it is helpful in oral treatment. So nutmeg is helped in oral treatment as well because it has these antibacterial properties. Nutmeg can also be very effective in treating bad breath. Because bad breath is because of buildup of bacteria. So what happens is nutmeg, it being an antibacterial, it helps to break it down. So this is the reason that nutmeg is used many times in the toothpaste or even in tooth powders which we get in India, but toothpaste and all kind of tooth related things, or the oral ointments and stuff. So nutmeg can also be very useful in treating gum problems and toothaches. In our Indian household, it was very common to have nutmeg oil and cloves. So if at any point, kids always get these kind of, tooth or gum problems, it was very common to have the little drop, put the nutmeg oil on it, or maybe we were just asked to hold the cloves right where the teeth was giving a problem. So yes, nutmeg gives you, nutmeg oil has that kind of healing effect, and it soothes you down. And I think because, like we said, it has that myristicin, it helps you to calm the nerves as well. So maybe helping you feel good. It also is antibacterial and it helps you calm. So I think even it has a pain relief properties. Because it has pain relief properties, nutmeg oil is also used in maybe sometimes of arthritis or joint pain, or soreness, or while if you finish exercising and you're feeling sore, sometimes you lift the weight wrongly, or even in a correct way, there is some muscle pull or something like that. That time you can just take a little bit nutmeg oil and you can rub it on it, and so it soothes that thing. So yes, nutmeg oil is used in aching joints, muscle pains, and even in arthritis and any kind of soreness in your body. So yes, again, I have to confirm that you guys knew about how much nutmeg to be consumed. So those who are watching right from the beginning, please, if you have not missed it, please tell me how much nutmeg is safe to be eaten, because this is very important. I'm going to share one more story with you guys, that what has happened to one of the couple where the husband cooked pasta for the wife. So first, if any of my friend would like to answer this question, that how much nutmeg is more than enough. Oh, thank you, Heather, for joining. I always see you on Facebook and your posts are so entertaining. I like those. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Okay, there are a couple of cameras and screens, so I don't know where to say hello, but hello. So anybody has any idea how much nutmeg to be consumed? Okay, I'll go ahead and just explain it once again, that for maybe a family of 4 or 6, this is what I do. I just take a grater, a nutmeg, and then I'll just scrape it maybe 5-6 times till I see something down there. So maybe for the whole cake or pie you are making, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg is more than enough. So that's how much should be consumed. Hi Ranjana, all the way from California. Thank you for joining in. Jai Gajanan. And let me show how much is enough. Okay, this is how much I'll show you. So okay, I just grated in my notes if you can see. So this much. Oh my god, this smells so divine. Okay, so this much nutmeg is more than enough. This is how much I use. What happened actually, once a husband cooked pasta for a couple, for both of them, and he put almost 4 teaspoons for only both of them, and after eating that pasta they both passed out. And when they were hospitalized, and then when they were later when they came to know what had happened, that he had accidentally put 1/3 of the spice bottle, and it came around 4 teaspoons, and it has adverse effect, and it takes around, I think, at least 48 hours for the nutmeg effect to go away. So they suffered from that kind of effect. So that's what I always make sure, all of you guys, that the spices are really healthy, they are very good, but then we have to make sure that we consume them in limits. So those who join me later, I would like to just recap once again the all nutmeg facts, that nutmeg helps you treat insomnia. You can make that kind of nutmeg and cinnamon tea, but make sure you drink it at dinner time, maybe around 6 and 7, so it can kick in by the time you are ready to sleep. So nutmeg helps to treat insomnia. Nutmeg has that carminative effect, used to reduce flatulence, aids in digestion. It helps improve appetite, and it also helps treat diarrhea. And last but not least, it is used in oral treatment at any kinds of pains and any kind of aches. So yes, nutmeg oil or nutmeg is used in this way. It's very safe if consumed in the right quantity. It's super healthy, it's natural. So try to use as much possible, as much possible anywhere in a limited quantity. And any kind of questions, please feel free to ask me. I'll be hanging out even after the Facebook live video ends. I'll be there answering your comments and questions on the Facebook. And those who waited for me till the end, this is all about the what I told about our cooking class, and it's discount. Okay, so our discount code is, we are going to give you 10% discount our next cooking class if you feel like joining us. So it's Spice 101. So it's SPICE 101. So guys, if you want to join any of our cooking class, it can be a Spicelicious, that is spice up, or we call it Sattva, where you want to learn about Sattvic food, or if you want to learn about our royal food, please feel free to join any of these classes with our discount. And looking forward to meet you again next week for our Facebook live series. And I went 1 minute over, but I still want to share something with you guys, that if you like these videos and if you think any of this information will be helpful to your friends, Please feel free to share with your friends and families and let them know how important and how healthy these spices are. So again, I would like to repeat, the spices are not to give you heartburn. They are not there to make the food spicy that you can't eat. They are there to add flavor and any kind of a nice taste to your food without you guys adding any more salt or any more fat or oil to your food. So yes, these spices are super healthy. So try to add them, incorporate them, and if you think these videos or any of our information is useful to you or your friends, please forward it and share it. And I have a question. I heard nutmeg makes you sleepy. Is it correct? Yes, Ranjana. I just talked. Yes, it does make you sleepy. So the very first it is used to treat insomnia was about it. It does make you sleepy. It helps you relieve stress. It helps you calm down. Actually, nutmeg contains myristicin, a natural compound that has mind-altering effects. So if it is ingested in a right quantity, it helps you soothe and calm down. So I started with the first one, yes, because these days we are so much stimulated with the social medias, with all kinds of distractions. You can say that before sleeping, most of us, even if we don't want to, we end up checking social media, emails, or we end up seeing any kind of device, any kind of technology, and that's when we get our brain cells get stimulated, and that's when I think at the dinner time, if we add this nutmeg, maybe in our spice, in our cooking, or even in the tea, like I said, or some of people like in their milk. So you can add the nutmeg, and then you see the effect. You feel calm and better. So yes, nutmeg helps you sleep, have a nice sleep. So it is help to treat insomnia. Very nice question. Thank you for the question, Ranjana. Thank you. So guys, I think this is it. If you have any more questions, any more comments, if you would like to share anything, please feel free. I'll be there answering them after our Facebook Live ends. And thank you again for joining in. Please feel free to share anything you like. Okay. See you next week with a new spice on Sona Motivates. Don't forget to join us next week. Thank you very much. Bye.